Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. Hope you guys are all doing well. It's Friday, we're almost at the weekend and we're almost back at St James's Park. This Sunday, Newcastle take on Wolves, 4:30 kickoff. It feels like ages since we've been back at St James's. I'll be there, so be sure to look out for all of the usual pre-match chat, post-match chat. Hopefully we can get back to winning ways and see 3 points this Sunday. This is the match preview, so we will talk a little bit about Wolves, about Newcastle. Eddie Howe did do his pre-match press conference today, where he spoke about a few interesting things. The big one really is Isak. Eddie Howe saying that basically he's not ready. Not ready to play 90 minutes, potentially not ready for so much competitive football. Now, is that because of fitness? Is that because of injury? Prolonged injury, still suffering from his injury? We'll talk about that in this video. Some of the good news, however, is that we have had positive updates on Bruno and Shaw, so we'll get into that. Does Jacob Murphy deserve a chance in this game? Lots of people talking about Jacob Murphy, and we will get into my lineups and my prediction for the game this weekend as well. So be sure to let me know your predictions and lineups. I think there's a lot of potential changes people want to see this weekend that I wanted to see against Man City as well. So I'm really hoping that this can be the game where we get those changes in, go for it, get out there and get the win. We'll start off with Wolves travelling up to St James's. They did not have a great start to the season, but it's looking okay now. Currently sat in 13th place, 5 points clear of the relegation zone. And they did win the last game. They beat Spurs 1-0, which is possibly a result not too many expected, but a great result for them and puts a bit of confidence behind them going into this one. The main man, Adama, scored a goal. Obviously, he was away at Barcelona, wasn't he, not too long ago? He's come back. He got them the win, but they, like Newcastle, to be honest, have been struggling to score. Them so more than us. And we haven't been particularly prolific in the last few games. Their top goal scorer is joint between Podence and Neves. Neither player really known for scoring goals. Jimenez obviously has had troubles with injuries and everything else. He's scored just 3 goals this season. And to add to that, Diego Costa, the man that they brought in on a free transfer, well, he got injured in the Spurs game and is going to be out for 2 to 4 months. So, they are really searching for a goal. And, a lot of the time it can come down to confidence, who's playing well, who can put the ball in the back of the net, and that's what we want to see change for Newcastle on Sunday. Miggy, for example, 10 goals this season, more this season than he'd scored previously. He's just signed a new 3.5-year deal. The players in there, Callum Wilson has been just a little bit off the pace in recent games. It's in there. Need to get out and get the confidence back. And Eddie Howe was asked about kind of form and, quote unquote, not winning games. We have played in the last 3, Man United, Liverpool and Man City. It's not like, oh, we're not doing great. And yes, previous to that, we had drawn a few. And I would say we haven't been, at the best we've seen all season. But, we've had a tough run of fixtures as well. But Eddie Howe said that it's difficult moments in a season. And you have difficult patches where you don't win. You need to stay strong and change that. And that's what we're hoping to do this Sunday. I think players like Almiron, players like Maxi, Wilson, Isak, these guys, confidence is a big thing. You can see it with Almiron, and we'll get on to lineups because he's someone that people are saying that maybe we should give a break to this weekend, and I would be tempted to agree. But generally speaking, when he was in his confidence, gets the ball inside, bend it. People are asking, has Miggy been found out? Have players been found out? Is that why we're not getting the... Everyone knew what Almiron was going to do for the last however many years. He's left foot. He's gonna cut in. But the difference is when he's got the confidence, he cuts in. What have I got? Cross, shoots, whatever. Now, or recently, we're seeing him turn around again. Come in. Oh, I'll just pass it back to Trippier. We need to get back to, and like Eddie Howe says, every team, is going to have rough spells in a season. I think I saw it, and it was since the World Cup break. If that was the league table, since the World Cup break, I think it would be 13th. So yes, we haven't been playing as well. But then again, you could say we'll be playing above ourselves previously. Anyway, we want to win this weekend and get back into it. Eddie Howe was asked about players, injuries, updates. Well, he said that Bruno's okay. There was a question mark of what's kind of going on with Bruno, because he took a knock in the Wembley game, and then a bit of a knock in the last game as well. He said that he's fine. There was a bit of pain there, but he's good to go, and we know how important Bruno is, so that's good news for us. Shaw didn't play in the last game because Lascelles did. Now, in fairness, we did obviously concede and lose against Man City, but I thought Lascelles did all right. Defensively, he was put in there to look after Haaland, wasn't he? And in fairness to Lascelles, Haaland didn't score, so maybe he did exactly what he was meant to do. The difference with Lascelles is his distribution out. Lascelles isn't as confident as the likes of Shaw and Botman, even Byrne, to take the ball in and look for a pass. There was a few times when he was kind of kicking. But generally speaking, I thought he did good, but hopefully we'll see Shaw back in action again this weekend. Eddie Howe was also asked about the international break. Obviously, it's been a tough period for us in the last few games. We're going to Wolves this Sunday, then it's Nottingham Forest away on Friday. 2 games where we could really do with winning them both. And then we're going to the international break. And Eddie Howe said that. He said that these 2 games do carry some pressure because of the fact that we go away. Well, I say go away for international break. Eddie Howe has also said that the team are off to Dubai for the international break for some warm weather training. Now, we've obviously seen since the owners came in a few trips, the chance to kind of go out there. I guess team bonding, it's probably far nicer training out in Dubai than it is in Newcastle at the minute when it's snowing. And also a chance to kind of be over there towards, the majority owners, kind of a chance to do a bit of networking and kind of promoting the side a little bit more. So yeah, hopefully they get 2 wins and then they can go and enjoy themselves and we can kind of kick off again from there. But in terms of lineups, would love to hear yours down below. I'll throw mine up on screen now. Nick Pope in goal, that is an easy one. It will be Trippier right back. Eddie Howe actually said that Ashby, the new young right back we brought in, has a hamstring injury, which is why we've not seen anything of him yet. Whether and Crafty's back in training as well, which is great news for him. So potentially a few options behind Trippier to come, but yeah, you stick with Trippier, don't you? He's the best right back we've got, and we're playing. Having said that, he has dipped in form a little bit himself, to be fair. So talk about confidence. Hopefully Trippier can turn. In fairness, I think Trippier is a very confident player, but you have dips. Just need him to grind it out, turn it around, and often a win will do that, which is why it's important to try and get one this weekend. Centre back, I've gone Shaw and Botman. Lascelles did great. I think he deserves the well done. And as far as being, backup centre back for us, for next season, he's not on the top of my list to get rid of this summer, to be fair. I think if he wants to sit in the number 3 or even number 4 centre back, if we brought another one in, I think he's good enough to be that. But in the Wolves game, where I'm hoping, and that's how I've lined my team up, is for us to have all the ball. That's the way I'm lining my team up today, is that we aren't going to have to defend. That's the hope. Because it's the game we want to take control of and win. So Shaw, Botman, and that's why I've gone for target as well. Don't get me wrong, Dan Burn had been brilliant at left back. His form's dropped a little bit as well, and it's the whole team, really. And it's not to say, as I say, You know, how many games were lost? Not very many. We've had a very tough string of games, but it's freshen it up. You know, if you're guaranteed a game every single game, you know, let's bring a bit of competition back, a bit of fight for those places. So I think introducing Target, hopefully in a game where we hope to have more of the ball, he'd be better going forward, a bit of pace going forward. I've thrown Target in there. I've gone with Bruno. I've brought Willock back in. Obviously, Willock was another player who hadn't been at his best, had an injury. I think if he's fit to go, I'd like to see Willock back in. As I say, a home game where we can kind of let him loose. Go for it, Willock. Let's see what you've got today. It had to be Bruno, and then it was between Joe Linton and Shaw Longstaff. And I never thought I'd say it, honestly. But I'm going to potentially look at Joe Linton break for this one. You let me know your thoughts down below. Have I just well and truly stepped outside of reality and not playing Joe Linton? Maybe. But Shaw Longstaff's been pretty good. And I think, you know, he's been in good form. And it's not to say Joey hasn't done well, but I also want to play Gordon and Maxi in this team. I think Gordon, and yes, Murphy is worth a shout. When Murphy's come on, he's done well. But Gordon, you know, Murphy's a key cog to our team in terms that he can come on, he can work hard, he can add to Eddie Howe's side. And look, I think if you put Murphy in this team, he'll work his socks off. When you've got an Almiron who's a little bit off it at the moment, maybe Murphy out on the right is a good call, but I want Gordon to have as much game time now so he can be starting every game all of next season and for the next 6 years. You know, Murphy coming in is just a stopgap to change it up a bit. And when we've got a Gordon, I'd rather see, and yes, I know he prefers kind of playing on the left where Maxi is, and if you were going to play one of the two on the other side, Gordon, or you could do it the other way around, but I appreciate the Murphy shouts. I appreciate that people also want to see a right-footed winger who can actually cross the ball in, because that's another thing that I think is frustrating for people, is that we aren't getting, you know, you're questioning Wilson on his form. I mean, it would help if we passed him the ball a little bit more. So I get that as well. But that's kind of what I've thrown together. And I have started Wilson. After Eddie Howe's comments on Isak, I think it had to be the one to put in. It's really interesting on Isak because he came in, we were just about getting him going, and then he had the injury. And I will say there is a difference between Isak being fit and Eddie Howe fit, because we know that Eddie Howe's version of fitness is probably, you know, twice again the bar of most people's. And if that's where he wants Isak to be, it will take time. For someone who's 23-year-old and you think should be blasting it, it's strange to think that he isn't there. Are we trying to play him when he's still carrying an injury? Is that why he's not there? Or is it something even longer term that is starting to arise now and causing Eddie Howe some issues with selection? Because it's one thing to be injured and then be fit again. You know, you see that all the time. Players get injured, especially when Eddie Howe has got them playing at such high intensity, there will be injuries. And if Isak gets one, that's totally fine. But if he's still injured, we shouldn't be playing him. We should be waiting for him to be fit again. You let me know your thoughts on the Isak situation down below. It's a really big question mark because when we've spent 60 million, we want to play him all the time. And if he's not fit, he shouldn't be playing. But then Wilson, I don't think looks fit either at the moment, or he isn't certainly running as quickly as he used to. I've gone with Wilson up front. If Isak's available to bring on late, it's worked when we've done that. He's come on, he's run circles around a few players, and generally looked very good. So hopefully we'll already be a few goals up and we won't need Isak, but it's always nice to have him if we do. Let me know your thoughts on the lineup. Let me know your thoughts on Isak. Are you happy to see Bruno back? Would you like to see Target, Willock, Murphy, Gordon get a chance in this game? Let me know your thoughts on that down below. Should Lascelles keep his place? after he kept Haaland out in the last game. You let me know down below. In terms of a prediction, I've gone 1-0 to Newcastle. I've backed us to win. I want to see us go all out. I want to see us get a few goals. In fairness, at home, if we get one, I think we can get a few, you know. But it's getting that one at the moment, which is tough. So I've kept it simple. I've kept it easy. I've gone for a 1. It's a Sunday kickoff. It's not always my favourite. 4:30, but I think the Geordies, I'm sure, will get the atmosphere going and hopefully back the lads to a win. Get us back into winning ways. Few points on the board, and we'll see what we can do before we go in against Nottingham Forest next week. Alright guys, thanks for watching as always. Drop a like and subscribe if you're still watching 15 minutes later. You let me know your prediction for the game down below along with the lineups. Thank you for watching, enjoy your weekend, and I'll catch you later.